Hey, it's me, Rob, Travels with Dottie, and today I'm going to give you a day in the life. And my life starts in the morning when I get up. I spared you the showering and getting dressed and everything, and but this is the first thing I do is I sit down and uh, it was a little out of order here because I started editing a video that I did yesterday. I just wanted to get some stuff cooking that's going to take a few minutes, and but my intention is to start the day doing my positive news video. I'm going to show you how I do that, and you'll watch me recording it, and I'm going to try to narrate what I'm doing as I'm doing it. So right now, I had uploaded a video last night, and YouTube automatically makes a transcript, so I had pasted my transcript into chat GTP, and I have a routine that I run I run every time where it creates a suggestion for a description, and a suggestion for a thumbnail. So it said, let's use your face slightly surprised. So I actually took a picture of my face slightly surprised, and it said faded desert scene with fake storefronts in the background, slightly birds, subtle dust overlay for atmosphere, your face slightly exaggerated surprised expression, slight drop shadow to separate from background, right side big bold yellow text, this capital THIS, and then lowercase, was the ghost town question period, or 5 hours for this. So I uploaded the video. I took a picture of myself with a exaggerated surprised expression. So I uploaded it to chat GTP, and I'm about to give it a prompt. Please use this picture and go ahead and create a 16 by 9 thumbnail for me in the manner that you describe. Please be sure that it is a size of 2 megabytes or less, otherwise I won't be able to upload it to YouTube. So I hit the check mark, and that's going to take a few minutes to do. So the next thing I'm going to do is look for a positive news story. Look for something positive for you. And the first place I always go is my favorite positive news website called Sunny Skies. So let's see what Sunny Skies has for us today. Oh. This sounds really funny. It says Southwest Airlines surprises 5-year-old with VIP tour after he spots manual discrepancy. A 5-year-old aviation enthusiast from Colorado recently proved big dreams and sharp eyes can take a long way. William Hines impressed leaders at Southwest Airlines after spotting what he believed was a discrepancy in one of the company's training manuals. His keen observation ultimately earned him and family a VIP trip to the airline's headquarters, experience they'll never forget. William says he's loved airplanes for a long time. I love flying, he says. His curiosity about things work started early. He'd be doing tummy time and watching the wheels roll and know that the axles work, and pulling his cars apart. He's very mechanically inclined. So let's see. They bought him, I guess his parents, a Southwest training manual, a detailed guide covering aircraft systems, safety procedures, and operations. That's when he noticed something unusual. I discovered that 2 terrain monitors did not match. They did not match at all. I don't know what that means, but this 5-year-old did. Even caught the attention of Southwest Airlines CEO Bob Jordan. So I don't think it's important that we know what that means, right? So that's a nice, cute, short story, and I have to create a thumbnail. So it's got like him and his sister in the cockpit, but it's the wrong orientation. So what I do shorts. It's got to be the thin up and down, the not 9 by 16. So I'm gonna take this, and I'm sorry, sister, but I'm gonna crop sister out because he's the star of the show here. And we are going to, let's do that. Sometimes you have to be a little tricky doing these things because you want to get it so I can get my head talking beneath what I want you to see. So sometimes it's a little tricky to do that. let's see, what color do we want there? We want, come on. Why aren't I seeing an option for color, guys? I need doop. Alright, I'm still wondering why I can't do the color here. So sometimes things happen and I don't understand them. So I'm sorry for the sort of the odd, I have to start all over again. The odd narrating, but this is how it goes sometimes. I do this every morning, and this morning I probably, because I'm trying to narrate it, I have some muscle memory that I'm not, or something, or mental muscle memory I'm not accessing for some reason, because it's just not working the way I remember it. But we'll work it out. I'm having to put a block on the bottom here for me to sit and do my it's just not working. It's not working for me today. What is going on, folks? What is happening? So we'll just learn to live with, I wanted to change the color of the block I'm putting in there, but it's going to just have to be gray. And we'll save that. So I'll show you what I came up with. So this is what I came up with, and where it's gray there is that gray block I was trying to turn black, and I just couldn't do it for some reason. But that's what'll go in the background. So now it's time to record it, and we don't read what we wrote. We don't plagiarize someone else's story. We just paraphrase, and these stories usually appear in multiple outlets, right? So we want to turn on this camera. Get it looking at me. Oh, this is all messed up there. I bet you probably didn't notice that, my big yellow. Well, it's evident though in the picture. We'll see. I think I'll take another picture because my yellow suspender was all twisted up, and that looks awkward. You don't want to do things that are distracting. So I need to do here. I'll do it so you can see me. I'll do sort of they said exaggerated surprise. Wow, what? Exaggerated surprise. Like, what is going on here? So we need to send that over to the computer. So we do that with AirDrop. We're going to send it to the Mac. Boom. Why is it waiting? It should be sending. It's sending, and there it is. And I move it to the right folder. And now I'm going to pull up the account for reference because I want to remember his name, but that's it. Hey, it's Rob with Travels with Dottie, and this is today's positive news video, and it concerns the extraordinary 5-year-old William Hines. William his parents said, were always interested in mechanical things and how things work, even predating being 5 years old. And he became fascinated with aviation. He became so fascinated with aviation that it wasn't just toys and toy planes and things like that they were buying for him. They bought him an operations manual for Southwest Airlines. No, not for the flight attendants, not for the passengers. It's how to maintain and take care of these aircraft worth millions and millions of dollars. And he went through it, and he found a discrepancy. He found an error in there that he thought was significant. And in the article that I found on sunnyskies.com, it explained the error that he found it, he might as well be speaking Greek. It was pretty technical, so it really doesn't matter. But it sure mattered to them because it came to the attention of the CEO of Southwest Airlines, and he and his family were invited there for a VIP tour at the headquarters of Southwest Airlines. So, and that's him behind me. Apologies to his sister. She was sitting next to him, but I had to cut her off to make everything fit. But she was there too, sitting in the co-pilot seat. He looks like he's having a bunch of fun. This is your positive news video. I hope it puts a smile on your face like it's put a smile on mine. There you go. So, then the next step is we have to, I do all my positive news video stuff. And you know what? I was transferring the pictures to the desktop. I don't use the desktop for the positive news. I was a little nervous. I'm not used to being watched in my daily routine. Everything for the positive news videos, they're like a minute or so. I do it on my phone. So the first thing to do is I connect to this camera, the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. This is a M4 Mac Mini and a Apple Studio monitor. So we're connecting. We're getting a little coffee. And we are going to download.
Hey, it's Rob with Travels With.
Yeah, that's the right one. So we're going to download that from the camera wirelessly. It comes here to the phone, and it takes just a minute or two. And let's see how they look here. Can you see this? This is the thumbnail it came up with, and I love that. 5 hours for this. And the ghost town here in the image is way better than what I was kind of making fun of. So I can go in there and said, and I can dictate this. With regard to the ghost town in the picture, can you make it so it's just the fronts, with the full buildings just non-existing, and everything else is perfect? Let's see how they do. Now I'm downloaded. I'm going to go in and upload it into the CapCut, and I'm going to put the background in that you saw me make. Boom, boom. That's not the background, Rob. Hang on. Where's the background? There he is. So, and I want to remove the background from me, so the background will become our little guy. Let's see. Get up there. Where's remove background? Remove background. Right? So we want to get me up as far as possible without blocking him. And then also we want to do captions. Captions have worked great on these shorts. I don't know why people like the captions. So we're gonna go ahead and do the captions. It's generating. See, generating captions. Oh, I didn't hit the enter key. I was gonna have them do a little correction. Hopefully they'll understand. When you ask ChatGPT to do stuff, you have to be very intentional and careful with the directions. And I wasn't all that specific. Hopefully it's intelligent enough to figure out what I was talking about. Because the ghost town we went to, it was just the facades with no buildings behind them. I should have said that. Let's see. It's generating it now. So now I do a run through.
Hey, it's Rob with Travels With Dottie, and this is today's positive news video, and it concerns the extraordinary 5-year-old William Hines. William is his parents said were always interested in mechanical things.
So
and how things
all that looks great. So I'm not going to listen to the whole
5
thing.
years old. He became fascinated.
One thing I want to do is there's a watermark at the end of these things, and I always want to take that off. There, a watermark for CapCut. And it hurts you on, I put it on Facebook too, and having watermarks suppresses the videos for some reason. So then I hit, I go and I want it to be a nice clean image, 4K, so I hit export. So it takes everything I put together and it starts exporting it to a file that I can actually upload to both YouTube and Facebook. Oh, and it did it. Check this out. It did perfect. This is almost a picture of where we were. See, it did the facades, but nothing behind it, and that's exactly what we found. And it makes a much better thumbnail. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna save that to editing, and that's 2.6 megabytes. So there's a little trick. There's certain things with artificial intelligence they just don't get. And I've tried where it's made the file too big because it's got a limitation of 2 megabytes for on the PC. So, and I'll prompt it and say, please redo this make it 2 megabytes or less, like I did. But I'll try that and see if it works. Can you do this exact thumbnail perfectly, just like you did it, only save it so it's 2 megabytes. So please do not alter the dimensions. I think I would like you to alter the resolution just far enough down so it fits in a 2 megabyte even file. That's a pretty specific prompt. Let's see if it does it. All right, so it's creating the image again. We'll see if that works. In the meantime, I'm ready to upload. So I go to my YouTube, I hit plus, I hit add, next.
Hey, it's Rob with Travels with Dottie, and this is today's
That's what a preview of what it's going to look like.
And it concerns the extraordinary 5-year-old William Hines. William was, his parents said, were always interested in mechanical things and how things work.
Now, sometimes things just don't work the way you want them. I have to, I'm locked. Oh, it's processing. Okay, that's why.
Became so fascinated.
I'm off my game because I'm not used to narrating my life. So we have to come up with a title, and I think the best title is 5-year-old aviation expert, exclamation point. And next to aviation, I'm going to put an emoji for plane. There. And I have to do some settings. I have to, a related video is going to be the last positive news one. And we will do, let's see, playlists. We do full-time RV life and positive news. And altered content, we say no. And then we hit upload short. So now I go back into my editing, and I forgot to do something. I forgot to save that title, copy that title, and I'll show you why. So I'll go back in there and edit it while it's uploading. We're going to take that 5-year-old aviation expert. Ooh. I can't really describe the slight error that happened here. On the title, but we're good now. So I hit that. Sometimes you use the microphone so you don't have to type, and you forget the microphones. So I verbalized the title, you might notice, and I put it out there perfectly, but I forgot to turn the microphone off. So it kept going, but I got rid of all that. And now I go to Facebook. I add reel, I upload the
It's
reel.
Rob with Travels.
Looks the same. I put in the title. I just paste it in. That's why I had to go back and get it. And I hit share now. And it's ready to go. So I didn't ask ChatGTP to do this, but look, it's creating 2 alternative ones. That's pretty cool. It's still cooking though. And it's not ChatGTP isn't doing an AI image of my face. It's using the photo of that I just took of myself. So it's perfectly real. What it does generate is the background and everything based on the description of what well, I was going to say what I wanted it to look like, but it was according to their suggestions. So so it gave me 2 of them. Let's see, and it's going to say which one is better. I like the first one, this one, so I'm going to say that one's better. And let's see how they're doing with, so download, we're going to do okay, so it's still too big. So that's the problem. Sometimes it just doesn't get what you're saying. So the alternative to that is I can go into the file where I saved it, and I can share it. Where's share? I can share it with my phone, and for some reason, no matter what the size of the thumbnail, I can put it on using the phone. So I'm going to send it to the phone. That's a great thing about having Macs, and it just sent it to the phone here, automatically saves it in my photos. I bring up the video that I uploaded. I edit. There's the old thumbnail I didn't like very much, and here's the new one. It's, come on, change. There it is. Saving changes. And there it is. It's all ready to go. And that means I can release it. And as soon as I hit this button here, you all are going to be able to see it. So I hit save. It's going. I go to I go and check on my shorts upload. It says it's processing up to 4K, but that's done. So I've got my long form video and my positive news short being published, and that's really good news. So I can shut this all down. Except for I didn't finish one thing, so I need to pull that ChatGTP up again. Let's go back. I'm going to turn it so you can see it better. So I'm going back to the channel dashboard. I'm going back in here. And what I didn't put in here was the titles and the descriptions. Kind of a big miss, but it's still saved there. Ghost Town Misadventure. We go and say, okay, so what it says, it gives me it does an evaluation for me, and it says this one has a built-in hook, Rob. The Ghost Town misdirection and 5-hour ride relationship takeaway is actually strong narrative tension. We're going to lean into that. So I test 3 titles in the first few hours. So the first one is I drove 5 hours for this ghost town, right? And I put that in the first one. And the second one was the ghost town that wasn't. You won't believe this, and you will only see one of these. And the better it'll create a little competition, and after about 4 or 5 hours, I'll pick the winner, and we'll go with that title going forward. So there's 3. You see me pasting in the 3 suggestions there. I click on set test, so that's ready to go. And here, the description is, I'm reading it real quick. I see a little typo there, but I'll take care of it when I paste it in. And I paste in that description, and I'm going to turn it a little because I got to go in there. It talks about CF Moto, but it doesn't. It made it into 2 words. It's 1 word. So let's. There we go. So that's good. It suggests a comment, the pinned comment that I put out there, so we'll do that. What we'll do is, did that work? Yeah, that worked. So we'll do this. We will, for some reason in YouTube Studio, I can't get in and put in a comment. I have to go to regular YouTube, so I do that by clicking on this link. All right, this is Rob from the future, because this is being shot after the video you're about to watch, or most of the video you're about to watch. So let me clue you in to some misdirections in. Yeah, that's it. We'll check one more time on how the short is going. The short is published. It's ready to go. We'll check on the long form video. It's published. And no views yet, but it's only been out there 4 minutes. So hopefully you all went out and watched that video. So next on the agenda is we're going to warm the coffee because it sat here for a while. It's 7:40, so we're going to go to the clubhouse and join some friends. So hang on. All right. So I got my phone. And we're going to just warm this up. Give it 30 seconds in the... And one of the things that you do when you're a full-time RVer working on battery, yes, I'm in an RV park, but the power's off and I'm using my batteries to save money, is to shut things off that don't need to be on. For example, all this stuff, I can shut down the Mac. We'll do shutdown, so that doesn't take anything, and there's a light I have on here. We'll shut that off. So, also, we had the TV on standby. We have another light here. So we're down to only drawing 30 watts. We got 48 coming in already, and it's only 7:42. And that is, guess what? As that gets, hang on. I'm gonna spin you in a circle here because I need to take this off. What was that like? I spun you in a circle. I'll probably edit that out. I'll keep a little bit of it in. But let's, boy, this isn't going to be easy. There. I only have 2 hands. So we're going to go over to the clubhouse and have coffee with the guys, most of which are riders on the Tuesday and Friday rides, side-by-side rides. I'd show you the sunrise, but it's up too high and it would just like be a blinding light. Well, I didn't bring my phone with me. Oh well. I usually like to keep an eye on the videos that are going up in case somebody says, hey, did you know you had this fill in the blank embarrassing thing in your video? Whoops. And I take it down right away. That's happened a couple of times. All right, we're gonna open the door here. So in homage to my day in the life video, these are the characters that I have coffee with, and many of which I go on side-by-side rides with. And I won't embarrass them by recording the whole conversation because their wives will hear. So I'm going to shut it off right now. Well, I see I'm going to move this over just a little bit because I'm in the lazy boy. So, it's 8:30, so I've been 45 minutes having coffee with the guys over there and talking about various topics. One of the things an interesting thing that we talked about, the manager goes on rides, and he's in there every morning having coffee, and they were talking about an RV park in town that, they got a wave of people wanting to transfer from there to here, and asked why, and he said, the new management. And I've had the experience where I've seen new management in an RV park drive people away, right? And I understand, talking to many people over the past few years, that this is a typical pattern. The owner hires a manager to come in, and the manager thinks that this is a theory, that the manager tells them what all the problems are with the past manager and all the problems that are going on in the park. So their solution is to solve problems by sending out communications to everyone, scolding, threatening, etc. And when you're living someplace, even for a short period of time, and the communications that you get you're being talked down to like you're a child. And the irony is, the people that create the problems don't pay attention to communications like that. But the good people, what you're doing is souring the good people that follow the rules, that are the people that you want there. So you force people to make other decisions and go elsewhere. And everyone agreed that that makes sense, and they've heard things like that over the years. I think it's usually couples that manage private RV parks, and I think it's an essential ingredient to the business model for an RV park to have the right couple in there, and the right team with the right attitude. And here at Arizona Sun, it's the model for it. Absolute model for it. So that's that. So what you're gonna see now, day in the life, is one of the most exciting things I do all day. I got my remote. Oh, we gotta open. It's starting to get warm already. It's already 77 inside here, 64. So we need to open it up, get some air in here. And shocker, I'm pulling up YouTube and I'm seeing what there is to watch. And I am going to watch Parts People Dell Laptop Experts. I love that channel. He does like board repairs and troubleshooting, with a microscope, looking at a circuit board, trying to find the problems, replacing little tiny components. I really enjoy it. So I'm gonna, let's see.
All right, new day and another laptop that needs to be saved. This time we have an Alienware M15R7. Now this gaming laptop was sent in because it originally just shut off.
Okay, Parts People. Parts People Dell Laptop Experts is the name of the channel. And all he does is Dell, and he has this huge shop in, I think, Austin, Texas. And well, I know it's Austin, Texas. And every once in a while, if he has an interesting repair, he does a video on it. I've sent him a Dell laptop to do work on, and they did a great job, and it was reasonably priced. So if you have a Dell that needs repair that's out of warranty, this is the guy I would send him to. So anyway, my point is that if you really want to know how I spend my retirement days, if I showed you the entire time sitting here watching YouTube videos this morning, you would log off very quickly. So I will rejoin you when I do something else. Here's the other part of retirement life. Do I know what that something else is? Well, the first thing I might do is double check my calendar, see if I got anything on the calendar today. It's Wednesday the 25th, and here's what I have on my calendar. And it actually says on the calendar, nothing planned. That, you know, this is my motto for retirement life. See where it says at the top, nothing planned? I hope it's not overexposed. I hope you can see that. Nothing planned. That may be the title and the thumbnail. Nothing planned. So what's interesting to me is not going to be interesting to you watching me. So I'm going to shut it off here, and I'll rejoin you, I promise, when I do something else today. But I have no idea what that thing's going to be. Okay, so here's a real spontaneous thing that just happened. I'm watching YouTube, and I see a YouTube video that I look at that really upset me. And I did my research on it to make sure I knew what I was talking about. And I said to myself, well, the next video I do, I'm going to put this in there. I'm like, I'm doing one right now. And it's a really organic way to show you how my YouTube sort of creativity happens. So what I saw was what I considered to be a misinformation scare video for views that says that you can be kicked off U.S. Forest Service land, even if you're within the rules, if they ask you the, quote, trick questions, do you live in your RV? If you say yes, you can be ejected and or arrested. And that's just plain wrong. And I went and looked. There are lots of videos saying this, but here's my statement. I wrote out a statement, and I was very intentional and careful about where I got my information. So I'm going to read it to you. It's unusual for me. I'm going to read this to you. So I've seen a video claiming under 36 CFR Part 261 federal law, if you tell a ranger your trailer is a full-time residence, you can be arrested, or they use arrested, or they say it's more likely you're just going to get kicked out. So I went and read 36 CFR Part 261 myself, the actual regulation directly from the Code of Federal Regulations, and also the U.S. Forest Service website. It's available. What that regulation covers are things like exceeding posted camping limits, occupying closed areas, constructing permanent structures, abandoning property, or refusing a lawful order. National forest rules regulate duration of stay in compliance with closures. They do not regulate whether your vehicle is a full-time home. If you are within 14-day limit or whatever the posting is for that forest, and you comply with the rules, simply being a full-time RVer is not in itself a violation of 36 CFR Part 261. Now, where some of the confusion, maybe manufactured confusion, may come from is that federal land regulations do prohibit establishing permanent structures, settlements, or long-term occupancy in one location. That's about creating a fixed residence on a specific site, building, staking out, or refusing to move. Not about being a nomadic traveler whose trailer is their home. They're two different things. So always check the specific forest orders where you're camping, because local rules can vary. But there's no blanket federal there's no blanket federal prohibition in 36 CFR 261 against living full-time in your trailer. I mean, what they were trying to say is that, you know, you can be within the limit, but if you tell them that you live in your trailer all over the country, they're going to say, oh, this is illegal. That is just bunk. And if you don't believe me, if you can afford it, ask a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer, but I'm very confident in what I'm saying. The other thing is call a ranger station. Say, I'm a full-time RVer and I travel throughout the country. Can I stay here under the 14-day limit? And they're going to say yes every time. Ask a ranger. Call the Forest Service. Don't listen to these people that are trying to scare you and create anxiety. What they're doing is creating anxiety for, and let me back up a little bit. There may be some of them that really believe this stuff, but there are those out there that latch on to this. So, oh, I can get more views. I can, and that's essentially saying, I'm going to trade the money I get from the views for the peace and tranquility and stress level of my viewers. That's just a terrible thing to do.
Cobbler shop.
So I'm still watching YouTube, but for those of you interested in the kind of things,
I actually need to get the zipper fixed on my small.
This is the Carpetbagger, and he's got a great travel channel, and he does a lot of trains, and something, I don't know what it is, but if he's going to be on a train, I'm watching the video and the whole video. I don't know what my fascination is, but I just like it.
Union Station, press pennies.
Very nice guy. Was friends, pretty close friends with Adam the Woo, and was very devastated when Adam the Woo passed away. But that's what I'm watching. And tell you what the plan is after I finish this video. So I'm going to take a little risk taking today. You ready for a little risk taking with me? I have two prescriptions that one was still in my Artesia Walmart, and one was here in Parker. They were able to do the Parker one immediately, and they said there was a delay on getting the transfer from Artesia here for the second prescription. I did call Artesia, and they said, we did it. It's already been done, and still online it shows major delays with both these prescriptions. And I did talk to them once, and they're pretty simple pills, just fill in a bottle. So I'm going to take a risk. Dottie and I are going to drive up to Parker, because I wouldn't mind getting a few things from Walmart. And hopefully, if they're not ready when I get there, they'll do it while I'm there. And I'll let you know how that risk taken goes. All right, we're here. Dottie's good. I leave the engine running and the AC on because it's a hot one today. It's going to be, I think, over 90. So we'll go in and get our business done. I did get a message that on the way up that my prescriptions are ready. So wasn't that big a risk at all, was it? So I'm not going to do a full Walmart shopping thing because, again, this video's long enough. I wanted to say, though, if you've been watching this video and you saw my rant about the misinformation about National Forest Land and the rangers and the laws, and you didn't happen to see the text I put out there, I just want to re-emphasize I believe I'm correct in my assessment of the law, but that doesn't mean every ranger out there would share my opinion. And if a ranger gives you an order to vacate or to leave, I would not argue the law with them, because that will get you arrested on a whole separate charge. If you want to fight it, you got to fight it in court. But I would say if a ranger, no matter what the circumstances, if a ranger told me to leave, I'd leave immediately, even if I was sure he was wrong and I was right.
Well, yeah, no, we like on the slice number.
Oh yeah, number 2 site. Yeah.
I'm looking for the expiration. Used by March 12th. March 9th. March 9th. March 12th. I'll get 2 of them. I'll eat 2. Oh, there they are. Up here. It's these things. I love these things. And they are, I'll tell you the nutrition thing. It's 120 calories. 14 grams of sugar. I mean, that's not great, but it's not terrible. I have maybe one of those a night. Really like vegetable egg rolls. I like those. All right. And we just pulled some tortillas. Almost. Got it. I hope it's the right kind. Yep.
That would be my look. Do all that. Oh, it's the wrong one.
I think we'd go with a bigger one. And well, that concludes the Walmart shopping. Got the meds, got a few things, and I'm all ready to head back home. It's about 1 o'clock, and we'll see what's next for the day. Wait. Okay, you're good. Well, here we are with the groceries, cold stuff, the regular stuff, the popcorn. We got eggs. And what else do we have here? We got frozen food. For the day has passed. It is 2 p.m. and our batteries are 100%. It looks like they're in float mode, so it's a good thing. So what I'll probably do is upload the stuff that's going on now onto my phone and prepare for what might be next. And the only thing that's going to be next right now for maybe the next couple of hours will be watching maybe some YouTube, maybe a movie, maybe a show, maybe doing some stuff on my phone, but it'll be in the Lazy Boy. And I don't think you need to see some of that, but probably from 2 to 4 I'll be being lazy. I might even, get ready for this, I might even take a nap. It's 4 o'clock, and well, it got up over 90 degrees today, and I had to turn on the grid. You might see behind me. So I'm up to, for the whole season since December 1st, I just looked at my readings, and I'm up to $5 I'm spending on electricity. And I think it's going to be a little bit more than that, because today is Wednesday. Tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday are both, it's just going to get hotter every day. So this AC is going to be running a lot. I was hoping to get through the whole thing without using any electricity, but oh well. Anyway, I got some flatbread cooking here. Ooh, in the air fryer. Check this out. Look at that. All right, see you in a few. All right, we're gonna go out for our second walk, and Dottie, we're gonna go see the sunset with our friends. How's that sound? Come on, Dottie. Come on. You did miss one other outing with Dottie, and I went to record it. And you know how this camera I'm using has 2 lenses. It was using the wrong lens, so it was recording my shirt. Well, it looks like I might be a little early for the sunset crowd. I am. There's nobody here yet, but they'll be here. Well, I retreated to the shade because it was too intense out here, but now here we got the actual sunset. So we were we moved out. And there's Daisy. Come on, Dottie. Quit dawdling, Dottie.
Again, that's the second time she's done that. She likes to pee on the sidewalk.
I'm gonna tell management, Dottie.
Did I miss it? It's still there. Yep.
So, interestingly enough, we've not had any sign of one of those spectacular bright red sunsets all season. Guess I'm not going to get one this year. Well, I got a lot of glare and stuff in here, but that's going to be today's video. That's my day in the life. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all on the next one. Take care.